Here's some breaking news. Donald Trump just admitted what we all have been saying, what he's kind of hinted at with memes, that he feels that he is at war with America itself. It's a shocking moment that happened moments ago in the Oval Office. And I have a lot of clips here, actually, that are just, to me, any other president, you'd be like, this is not normal. This is not okay. With Donald Trump, for some reason, it's just another day. Now, before we get to those, I just want to say I love when we get a picture of someone's note card. This is Kash Patel's, and it says, I will lead it to you in the comments to let me know what you think it says, but it says here, good fight with something, hold the line, brush off their attacks, rise above. I'm going to assume it says rise above it all, and then ire of, I don't know. But perhaps you in the comments will know. Regardless, it is incredible that Kash Patel is being told by his staff to hold the line and go fight. Go fight. Yeah, go fight. I mean, we know what they're fighting, and that is what Donald Trump just said here.
Little crime. They haven't seen numbers like this in many, many years. And other places, as you know, we're going into Memphis. We'll soon be going into Chicago. We've already had people out there and in there, and FBI's been there. We've brought the numbers down, but we're going to be bringing them down a whole lot. Little crime.
So he says, we're soon going to be going to Chicago. Soon going to be going to Chicago. And I want you to let me know what you think this means. He says, well, we'll listen then.
We'll continue to talk to the Democrats, but I think you could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time, and we'll take care of the military, we'll take care of Social Security, we'll take care of the things that we have to take care of.
What does that mean? We'll continue to talk to the Democrats, but I think you could very well end up with a closed country for a period of time. What the hell is a closed country? Is anyone else just like, I mean, I guess I'm not scared, but I'm worried about what this means for democracy. I'm worried what it means. Closed country. I feel like the president of the United States should want to, like, the Democrats will continue but I think you could very well close country. It sounds like a threat. Now, Donald Trump admitted that he's doing what China wants.
Well on its way, as you know, and the investors are getting ready. And I think China wanted to see it stay open, too. They wanted to see it. And I can tell you the young people in our country wanted to see it stay open very badly because, and if you take a look at my numbers, no Republican has ever done anything like we had.
Yeah, so he says he kept TikTok open, and he said it's obviously that China wanted it to happen. And I don't know where you are on the debate on whether or not we should have TikTok in this country. I personally believe that anything controlled by a foreign adversary that has to do with media probably shouldn't be owned by them. I think it was a dereliction of duty that we let it go on for so long, and that we basically put it into Trump's hands to take control of. And now it's just going to be a weapon of propaganda, TikTok. He also said this. He said he declared war on America.
We brought the numbers down in Chicago a little bit by having the FBI in there for the last 5 months. We brought the numbers down in Memphis a little bit, but now we're going for the big one. Now we're going to go for the big one. But we set ourselves up very well in Chicago, Memphis, New Orleans a little bit, going in early just to see what was happening. We study it. We're studying the site. It's sort of like war. I mean, I hate to tell you, it's like war. Some of these people are really bad. They're really, really sick people. They're dangerous people. They're killers. They're murderers, drug dealers.
It is crazy. We got to slow it down. It is crazy that the president of the United States is saying that he's at war with majority Democratic cities. It's insane. It's insane. Now, I don't think this is heading towards anywhere good. That's probably not a unique thought, but where do most of the votes come from for Democrats? Blue cities. Where is Donald Trump sending all these troops? Blue cities. if one were to want to try to influence the outcome of an election, I think we're going to have an election, but if you wanted to influence the outcome of it, I think it would be pretty smart to have troops set up in places where you could then declare that there has been irregularity in voting. So you're going to take the voting machines and make sure that everything's on the up and up, have troops go in, no one can stop you, get people used to troops being there. I think that's kind of where it's heading. I think that's where it's heading. Now, Donald Trump also declared war on the First Amendment.
George Papadopoulos had to pay $16 million to me because of what he said. And
no, ABC paid it, first off. And secondly, they paid it not because they believed what you said was right, but because they just didn't want to deal with a lawsuit. And I believe they're actually trying to close a deal. Perhaps they're trying to close a deal. I can't remember all of the lawsuits. You let me know in the comments. But regardless, they settled because they didn't want to go through a trial. They settled because you're the president of the United States and you're one of the most powerful people in the world. And so they'd much rather just get it over with than go through a fight and become one of your enemies.
That's ABC. You had to pay more than that. Your network had to pay more than that. So I think it's very sad. But I think that reporting has to be at least accurate to an extent. Again, when somebody is given 97% of the stories are bad about a person, that's no longer free speech. That's no longer anything. That's just cheating. And they cheat. And they become...
One, that is literally what Fox News does. It is their right to do it. I hate it, but it is their right to do it. Two, there is nothing wrong with someone, a station, a company, a person saying something bad about the president 90 times, 95% of the times, 100% of the times. That is their God-given right through our Constitution. And if he doesn't like that, then maybe he should be doing a better job. And if he can't do a better job, then he should face the consequences that people are going to mock him. Regardless, if you're in power, get prepared to be mocked. The only places where you can't mock your leaders are places like China, Russia, and North Korea. And isn't that so funny? Donald Trump wants to be friends with all of those people. And Donald Trump also said this. The guy who said no more wars is doing this.
Mr. President, what goes into retaking Bagram? Does that require boots on the ground?
We'll see what happens with Bagram. We're talking to Afghanistan. It should have never been given up. It was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. There was no reason to give it up. I was leaving Afghanistan. I was leaving. I was the one that got it down to 5,000 soldiers, but we were going to keep Bagram. The air.
Mr. President, what goes?
So he wants to take control of parts of Afghanistan again using our troops. Just so you know. The man that was Donald the Dove. And this is a longer clip. I'm not going to play all of it because it's kind of a propaganda-esque question. But just so you know, the attorneys in Virginia who were supposed to put some sort of charges on Letitia James over mortgage fraud said there's no there and weren't going to charge her. Donald Trump is most likely going to fire them, just so you know. Now, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, whenever that was, 6 years ago when he was still president, that was an impeachable offense. For us today, it's just Friday. It's just Friday. But I hope you enjoy your Friday. I do. I hope I do. If you want to help me enjoy it more, hit like on the video. Subscribe. Thank you. And I'll see you next time.